What's up everybody, how's it going? It's Berk, aka Danzweight here, and welcome to this commentary playthrough of Final Fantasy. I have been waiting about 10 years to be able to do that intro, because all the way back in 2014, after completing my first Final Fantasy commentary playthrough on the channel, which was of course 10, the response I got from that and the enjoyment that I had from doing that set me on a path of trying to cover every single mainline Final Fantasy in the series someday. And yes, it has been a very long journey of 10 years, but I am very glad that we have made it here. It's been a hell of a journey. A lot of incredible things have happened over those years on the channel, and we've experienced some amazing games together as we go back through the history of Final Fantasy. And so we have finally made it to the game where everything began. This one came out originally in 1987, and so that makes this game 4 years older than I am. And so it's going to be very, very interesting and just very meaningful, I think, for me to play the first game in this series and just quite literally see where it began. Because one of the reasons I was so motivated to do this was genuinely to see the journey of the franchise. And so especially to everyone that has watched basically every other Final Fantasy playthrough I've done up until this point, thank you all so much for going on this journey with me. It's obviously been a massive investment from you guys as well to go on all of these adventures with me, and to watch me experience many of these Final Fantasies for the first time. And so here we are to close a big chapter in the Danzweight channel, and we are going to do it together and hopefully send things off with a bang. So, a few little kind of important things to go over first before we dive into the playthrough. This is the pixel remaster of the game, but as you can hear from the soundtrack, we have the original soundtrack at the moment. Now, especially because I wanted to obviously experience something as close to the original as I reasonably could, the pixel remaster was generally always the best choice for me. It's obviously the one that's supposed to be at least quite faithful to the original in terms of its look and its feel and its design. Some of the stuff that came later, like the PSP and the Game Boy Advance versions, I think they're a little bit further away from the original kind of vision than this particular one. And so I did a poll on the channel as well. I didn't just want to have it be purely my own opinion. I wanted the opinions of people who've tried them out and that wanted to share their own views, and the pixel remaster won by quite some margin. So in general, the goal is to experience something close to the original experience, but I have done some reading and had a look at some of the original stuff, like the original Famicom version, NES, all of those very absolute earliest versions, and they are truly riddled with a lot of bugs and a lot of things that I reckon are just not part of what I would call their vision. You know, when it's your first ever game, brought out in like 1987, much smaller team back then, much less experience. I don't think they created exactly the game they wanted to down to a T, and I think the pixel remaster in some ways at least, by fixing some of the things that were pretty much broken in the original, I think makes it a little bit closer to the original vision. And so that's why I decided to go for the pixel remaster as well, and I'm hoping it's going to be the right way, I think, to give this game a go in 2024. Having played all of the more modern Final Fantasies that came after it, I think it's a nice sort of middle ground for a first ever Final Fantasy experience. Now, that said, let's quickly go into options. I've mentioned before in these pixel remasters, the font style has annoyed me. The classic font, I think, just looks terrible. Sorry, the modern font. Let's have a quick look at it just as a reminder. Especially in battle, I just think it looks even worse. And so I've been kind of modding it myself, but for this one, I'm just going to use literally the classic one. I think it works okay, and so we'll go with that. For background music, I decided to go for the original. The arranged soundtracks have been really, really good, but I think especially for Final Fantasy 1, like the first sort of soundtrack from Uematsu, and obviously I want to have as classic an experience as I can, we're going to go with the original soundtrack. But I think if you've played it before, especially even once, then definitely having a look at the arranged soundtrack is going to be different. Obviously this sounds like very familiar, but also very different and much more modern. So I want to really try and take it back to 1987 in many ways, and so I think we're going to stick with the original for this particular one. And so in terms of settings, that's basically it. I think there isn't too much more to it. And with that, we can basically get going on this playthrough of Final Fantasy. Alright, so this is another one of those, like Final Fantasy 3, where you basically get to pick the names of your protagonists. And this is always a difficult one for me. I never like to do this. I like to go like suggested names tend to be okay for me. But you can kind of basically cycle through these until you find something you like. But I think this time around I'll do it a little bit differently. This is the final kind of mainline Final Fantasy playthrough, like first ever Final Fantasy playthrough. And so I think I want to kind of name them with some greatest hits, like some of my favorite characters, or characters that I think sound cool that fit the particular classes. And so that's what we're going to do. Now, the easiest one for me in this sense is Vivi. I mean, Vivi is the quintessential Black Mage, and literally his entire design is based around the OG Black Mage from Final Fantasy. So Vivi is an easy one. Thief, I actually want to do Locke. I've always found Locke to be a cool name, and Final Fantasy VI is one of my favorites, so having Final Fantasy VI represented I think could be cool. So we're going to call the Thief Locke. White Mage, I struggled a little bit more, but I think it's got to be Yuna. I mean, over the history of Final Fantasy and the Final Fantasies I've played, and the ones that I like the most, for me, Yuna is the ultimate, like, quintessential White Mage. I mean, it's her, like, Aerith, obviously, White Mage. You've got, like, Rosa from Final Fantasy IV. I guess you could potentially... I don't feel like Celes is as much of a, like, OG White Mage style character. So I don't think there's that many pure White Mages in Final Fantasy. And so I think it's got to be Yuna. And as much as I wanted to have one character from kind of each Final Fantasy, to me, it's like the main kind of protagonist, the warrior. Auron has got to be the guy here. He is the avatar of the channel. He's my favorite Final Fantasy character of all time. His like outer jacket or whatever is red. Yes, he's a samurai, not a warrior, but I feel like it's close enough. I think because it's this channel and because it's me, I kind of want to call him Auron. Because I'm thinking of like other more warrior types, and I'm just like none of them particularly like speak to me. I think as like as a warrior character, I mean you could have like you've got people like Barsh from Final Fantasy 12. I think if you're a big 12 fan, maybe Barsh is a good way to go. But to me, I just feel like I think Auron is probably what I want to go with. So this is the name of my cast. This is what we're going to go with. You can choose different classes, but I kind of feel like I should just kind of stick with the default of what they give me, and we'll kind of just go from there and see how things go. So apologies for the long intro, but this is a special series. It's an important one, and I wanted to just kind of say everything that I needed and wanted to say in the build-up to the game. So let's get into it and truly begin the playthrough of Final Fantasy. Remember to hit that like button if you haven't already. Show this video and the series some love. Let's end these first-time Final Fantasy adventures with a bang. Let's go. The world lies shrouded in darkness. The winds die. The seas rage. The earth decays. But the people believe in a prophecy, patiently awaiting its fulfillment. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. After a long journey, 4 young travelers did at last appear, and in the hand of each was clutched a crystal. There we go, the 4 crystals, the warriors of light. we're thrown straight in, and we got the menu, so no like big long intro going on here. Keeping things simple. Of course, this is the pixel remaster version, so we have some creature comforts from the modern age, and that's one of the reasons why, for example, for Final Fantasy II, I do think that's part of the reason why, yes, like I didn't love the game, but I think I was shielded from some of its worst aspects, just by some of the quality of life improvements that we have from the pixel remasters, so I'm generally happy to make use of these. Yes, it takes it a bit further away from how it was in 1987, but for me at least, it's a compromise I'm willing to make. So here we go. Welcome to Final Fantasy, my friends. We have the world map. Everything still looks very familiar. So when I talk about like iterative changes, to me, like what I'm looking at right now, it could be roughly Final Fantasy 1 through to 6. Like I feel like the changes between those were generally quite iterative. If you told me nothing about those games and I didn't know anything about them, like you show a random stranger like 6 different shots from the world map where your character's standing in it in the middle of a town or outside a town, I don't think they'd be easily able to say, okay, yeah, this one's the earliest, this one's the second. Like it just doesn't work like that. And I think the pixel remaster does help a little bit to standardize that as well. But in general, I think that's something I've personally enjoyed. The fact that there is such a familiar kind of feeling between them, while all still being unique in their own way with their casts and their stories and their systems and their worlds and all of that kind of stuff. So in general, great stuff. So I'm also enjoying this music, by the way, like the kind of the old school, like the retro, the MIDI style. Like you don't get to hear it as much anymore. And obviously it made me think of Pokemon. I think Pokemon was probably the last thing I played that I didn't have like a more modernized soundtrack for, because I've been playing a lot of Pixel Remaster and like the GBA versions and that kind of thing. So yeah, this is kind of cool in its own way. Alright, here we go. So, the menu has its own music. We've got 500 gil to our name. And we have a little bit more of a Dungeons & Dragons style here. So we've used, I think, was it Final Fantasy 4 or 3 that had a bit more of a system like that? Where we had different spell tiers, and we basically had like a certain amount of slots in each spell tier, and we could use them based on that. So it's not like a singular MP stat. It's spread across like tiers of different spell powers. I think this is different if you play possibly the PSP version. Again, this is one of those Final Fantasies where there's so many different versions and ways to play. If you're considering playing yourself, I would still strongly recommend doing your research and having a proper run through all of them and how they differ from each other, and just picking based on your own preferences and of what you think is best. So yeah, in general, as I say, a lot of this looks relatively familiar to me. And so hopefully it should be familiar enough that we'll generally get along with stuff. I mean, let's see if we had like the whole, which one was it? Again, I think it might have been Final Fantasy 4 that had like the hit multiplier and stuff. I generally wasn't too big a fan of that, but we'll just have to see how it goes. For now, there's no front and back row, I think. I was looking at order to see sometimes you can use that for front and back row, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So I think we can get going straight away and see where we're going to go with the story. Castle Cornelia. Going to speak to as many NPCs as I can in general here. This is the final playthrough of its type, so we're going to really try to enjoy everything as much as we can. Take it nice and slow, really take it all in, and end this series of series in the best way we can. The king is searching for the prophesized warriors of light. Those crystals! Could it be? You're damn right, it is I. My sister. I want my sister. So I think the Pixel Remaster also has a little bit of a script rework as well, like some of the localization and stuff has been slightly tweaked and, well, hopefully improved over the original as well. I'm not sure if there's a bit of like screen tearing going on when you go diagonally and stuff. I'm not sure if that's something that I need to look into. I won't record a super long first session. Maybe there's something in my graphic settings that I need to have a look at to kind of fix that. There's like a rippling effect almost. Not sure if that's supposed to be there. My gut reaction would say no, but this game obviously doesn't have any like VSync settings or anything like that. Let me have a quick look at something. Okay, so I had to take a pit stop already You're going to see the game clock is at 16. I literally took like 10-15 minutes to have a look at this stuff. As I mentioned, there was like some weird rippling kind of screen VSync issues, and now, as you can see, they are gone. Now, I mentioned a bunch of whole like quality of life and this improvement, that improvement, but to say that these are like perfect, amazing ports, I think would be definitely an overstatement. They do have their issues as well. I already talked about the font stuff, which used to always annoy me, and the patches to kind of include the more classic fonts definitely helped. But this can be an issue depending on like your system or whether your eyes are perceptive to it. The whole like rippling issue. Apparently it's caused by a bit of a mismatch between the walking/running speed and your movement and how the backgrounds move in relation to that. And for anyone that's had that issue or is having it when you're playing, the way to fix it is to literally go into your graphics card's control panel, override whatever the game settings have, and use a custom frame rate. My frame rate at the moment is 55. It's a very odd frame rate, but 55 has basically made it look good again. And because the game's not the kind of game that, like, where the frame rate in terms of literally how quickly it runs is that relevant, it's not exactly going to change much. I prefer to not have the rippling kind of weird effects as I move. And so thankfully that has hopefully sorted out the issue and should look a little bit better. As I say, I think some people just don't really notice it, they're not that sensitive to it, but for me at least it was very off-putting. And so I managed to get rid of it like that. So definitely important little note for anyone that also wants to play. Her Majesty is overcome with grief. She shut herself inside her chambers. Please try not to upset her. So let's immediately upset her by going in there and having a chat. I am Jane, Queen of Cornelia. Please, please bring my daughter, my Sarah, back to me safely. Okay, I think same as the previous, like same as the other Pixel remaster I played, there should be a way to, yeah, if there's any like secret chests here, you should be able to see them using this. Generally, it's been a good quality of life improvement for me. I definitely like having that, but not needed just yet. The king is searching, yep. Okay. See these scholar types. Garland was once the greatest knight in the kingdom, but power consumed him, and he lost sight of who he really was. There we go, talk of Garland already. An iconic name in Final Fantasy, but up until this point I've only really encountered Garland in Final Fantasy IX. I don't think there's been another Final Fantasy to feature the name Garland I could think of. Please, please save Lady Sarah. So it's clear where we have to start our adventure. And speak to the old wizard guy. Actually, we can't yet. Fine, let's go up. Our reports say that Garland fled north with the princess, to the Chaos Shrine. Need to find the king first. The king is searching for the prophesied warriors of light. Yep, okay, same thing. There he is. Here we go. Welcome, travelers. I am told you carry crystals. Is this true? Let's brandish them. There you go. It's just as Lucan's prophecy foretold. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. Your Majesty, we cannot be certain that these are the warriors foretold by the prophecy. Yet they stand before us with the crystals. I cannot dismiss this as mere coincidence. Crystal bearers, there is a task I would ask of you. Will you rescue my daughter, Sarah? Garland, a knight once in His Majesty's service, has abducted Princess Sarah. I ask for your aid in the name of His Majesty, the King of Cornelia. Garland has taken refuge in the Chaos Shrine, which lies to our north. Of course, we did attempt to save the princess ourselves, but Garland is the finest swordsman in the kingdom. We have none who can match him. I have heard that you wish to continue to the continent to our north. The bridge leading north was lost long ago, making passage impossible. If you can rescue Sarah, I will have the bridge rebuilt as a token of my gratitude. Go now, warriors of light, and do not fail me. There we go. The dancing girl in town knows many odd bits of information. If you find yourself astray, try talking to her. She may know something that can put you back on course. And this is still, I think, one of my favourite things about the old school Final Fantasies I played, like the way that they encourage you to explore towns and to talk to NPCs. It's definitely a game, like those games tend to be a little bit more like you're likely to potentially lose your way sometimes and not know what to do. And NPCs can definitely help in those situations. There's been many a time where I've spoken to someone and they've helped me kind of stay on track or get on the right track. The Warriors of Light have come at last. How long we have waited for this day to come. Garland is no longer the man I once knew. I beg of you, please return my daughter to me quickly. So I'm pretty sure the king's very much convinced that we are the Warriors of Light. Not sure too many people come around here with those crystals. Probably pretty hard to fake. But I think I can't get to that guy yet. Or is there another path? I think also this map tended to show like any gaps in walls. I don't know if that's still a thing in this particular one, but we'll see. Okay, I think we already basically can head out and begin the journey. Now that we've spoken to the king, let's see if dialogue changes here. Okay. We can't expect too much. It's only the first Final Fantasy, but still. Alright. Now, do we get to go into town? We do. So, our first town of the game. And already, like, the music, even in this very, like, old state, still, there's just something magical about it. Uematsu was a genius from the get-go. This is Cornelia, the city of dreams. Okay, so we literally star in Dreams Anakin. Excellent. That's a good sign. I once lived far to the east of here, in the harbour city of Provoca. These days I hear it's turned into a pirate's den. Yeah, they love their pirates in the old games. Gonna be some good opportunity for reading dialogue. Hi there, I'm a dancer. What's that? You want to dance with me? Hee hee. Sure, I mean we've done a bit of that over the years as well. Restore the crystals to grace. Oh, please, you must rescue the princess. That's definitely the narrative at the moment. It's a well. It looks like you could climb inside, but you can't. Really? I like that it tells you that. Okay. Keep exploring. Okay. Speak to this old wizard. Sage Lucan said something about finding the crescent moon. Then he just up and left town. So this is, I guess, black magic and white magic that we can purchase. Find anything to your liking. There we go. Okay. So we currently have, like, no magic. We have to buy some to start, I assume. Okay. Let me double check this. But I'm already a fan of the music. Cannot use magic. Like, we have nothing. We truly start from scratch. No key items, no items to use. Barely any equipment. Okay. So I say we buy some stuff to start. Let's buy some fire. So the first attacking magic spell that we have. This is nice. At least it's relatively intuitive to see who can learn what. We can't have all of them though. Lowers one enemy's evasion. So that's what it does in this game. Music's a tiny bit loud for me. I need to turn it down a little more. Literally, my volume's at 4. I think sleep could be useful. Let's grab that. And then let's just try this. If an enemy is evasive, we just use magic, right? Or maybe I'll leave one slot open. For now. We might need to spend money on other stuff anyway. Right. I remember using Blink. I like that. Raises defense. Ooh. So it's something that specifically deals damage to all undead enemies. That's pretty cool. Obviously we need a cure. Start with that. But between these, it's a little bit of a tough decision. I remember Blink being pretty useful. But it's only the caster's evasion that goes up. So this isn't, I think in the past we've had it. When I say in the past, obviously I'm always going to be referring back to my other playthroughs of Final Fantasy, which are later Final Fantasies than this one. But you get what I mean. Yeah, it's been, I think Blink you could kind of cast on everyone. I think evasion might be interesting. It's early days yet, so I kind of want to do that. So we'll do that first. We need to see what else we have available. Like, we literally don't have any potions or anything, so we need to be a bit careful. And not spend all of our money on magic. Check this little house. Okay. There are none in need of my services. Do not lose heart, brave warriors. I wonder what his services are. Maybe he revives the dead. It's one of those. You come in with someone KO'd. It helps. Okay. Let's see what we got. Potion, high potion, ether. 1 MP for each magic level. That's not a lot, man. Phoenix Downs are expensive. I guess that's why those guys exist. Poison, darkness, silence. So a lot of the stuff we recognize. Obviously, I think another pixel remaster / later remasters and ports of this game, they give, like, some of the items didn't have the names that we're a bit more used to. So yes, it's called Echo Grass, but it's close enough that we know what it is, obviously. Partially restores the party's HP, can only be used in the field, and the tent is the good one. So we have a lower tier tent, and we have a okay. I feel like we should probably have this. Only can be used in the field. We'll buy one of those. I literally have no potions. I feel like we should at least have some, no? I'm not going to get too many. I don't think I'm going to get any weapons and stuff for now. I think it's a bit too soon for that. Wait. Let's take a peek at your reflection in the water. Ugh, you're filthy. Use this to wash up. Okay. Those are interesting touches, stuff I didn't expect. I like those little field messages. Okay, attack plus 12. Yeah, so this is if I chose a different class. I mean, it costs 8? Really? Okay. I mean, why would I not have this for both of them? I think one might have a better proficiency with a certain weapon type. Let's have a quick look here. Ah, okay, his accuracy goes down, but it only goes down to 13%. I think he's naturally just... At least we don't have the left-hand, right-hand business here as well. I think that generally helps me. Accuracy 10%. Attack. Okay. Maybe we'll keep the knife for now, but it only costs 8. Like, why would I not at least give it a try now? It's kind of funny that the white mage can equip a hammer. Pretty funny. Yeah, I think I'll keep the accuracy for now. I feel like the accuracy is just too crap. So we'll leave it as it is for now. And we'll see if we can get a shield for the warrior. At least. Yeah, okay. So we can improve things a little bit here. So we can't get anything for the mages in terms of armor yet. Literally spending all my money from the get-go. We're going to do it like that this time. So my defense is up to a mighty 4. Let me see how we go from there. Okay. I have no idea how hard Gil is to come by. We'll discover all of that stuff as we go. And we also need to see how much it costs to even recover with sleep. Ah, okay, tutorial guys are here. That's good. I'll have a quick look. Equipping a weapon will increase your attack rating. There are 4 types of armor: shields, helms, gloves, and body armor. Any armor you wear on your body, including armlets, is classified as body armor. Shields are held in one hand, while helms are worn on the head. Remember that the weapons and armor you find won't do you any good unless you equip them from the main menu. Okay. Optimal, yes. Okay. Seems simple enough. Yeah. I'm trying to assume the status effects won't be that big to start with, but we'll see. Stocking up on items in advance will help you conserve magic for the times you need it most. Sleeping bags, yep. The only way to know if a given piece of equipment has a use is to try it out, so experimentation is key. In the course of your travels, you will come across unique items that are known as key items. Some key items have an effect when used in a specific location. Yeah, okay. Monsters, types of monsters, different types of weaknesses. Finding a monster's weakness will help you gain the upper hand. For example, aquatic monsters are susceptible to lightning. Yep. Okay, some weapons are also more effective against certain monsters. Yeah, finding that out is also going to be part of the challenge. I've been known to give quite the lecture on the use of magic. Like, the localization seems pretty nice, so you can... I feel like the absolute first English version that came out, I think in 1990, it probably wasn't exactly the same as this. There are 2 schools of magic. We do have red mages available. I'm not sure how that's going to come into play. I don't know if the decision we made right from the start basically locks us out of using red mages later, but we'll just see. It's comprised of healing and defensive, yep. For each level contains 4 distinct spells. However, any given character can learn only 3 of the 4 spells of a particular magic level. You can use the forget command to wipe your memory of any spell you previously learned. If you want to relearn a spell you previously forgotten, you can do that too. Okay. Try to choose a combination of spells that works well with your fighting style. Okay. 30. Okay, that's not too bad. And I think with that, we can head out into the world and try to have some of our first encounters here and see how we go. I think that's basically everything. Sure, we'll be back. Alright. Encounters off, encounters on. Was there a button to make the map, like... Yeah, you can make the map tiny if you want, but that's too small. I kind of like having it a bit more visible like this. And again, you can change the character skin as well, the world map. Alright, let's start to head north, I guess. This is the broken bridge. And our first encounter, of course, it's goblins. Let's listen to the theme a little. That's so old school. Brilliant. So we have the defend command, we have the flee command, but there is no changing of front or back row here. Okay, let's just do some attacks. So the white mage can still at least attack, which is nice. Also want to see if there's a way to do it on everybody. No. Okay. So I've pressed a whole bunch of buttons. I hope it's not one of these where it's mapped to something that I haven't pressed, but... Yeah, it really does seem like only the caster is allowed to use it. Okay. But I'm going to try to get away with using MP as little as possible, of course. Yeah, even the mages are able to one-hit KO, which is nice. There we go. Alright. Easy game. The theme's cool. But for now, I'm not going to do anything other than just attack and see what happens. 5 is not enough. So far, at least, Locke seems to be doing the best job in terms of attack power. It's also looking turn-based, which, as you guys know, I always prefer. But we already have something up here. Is this the Chaos Shrine? Yes, indeed. Okay. I really like this music. What? What? How are there so many enemies? That is definitely a feature that kind of surprised me a little bit going back through time. I think I first really started to notice in Final Fantasy IV, where sometimes you had like 6 or 7 enemies, and I was like, what the hell is happening here? Okay. This definitely looks very dangerous now. I'm gonna get hit a lot. Still just gonna attack for now. Ooh, 13. I think we're just gonna get knocked out here. I'm not sure we're supposed to even get into these encounters, really. Maybe I should have just gone straight ahead instead of being more explore mode. Ouch. I think I'm gonna get a game over immediately here. I should have just run straight ahead. 56 damage and the wolf didn't die. Whoops. Yeah, I think we might have got ourselves in trouble here from the get-go. I mean, 9 enemies here. Either you're supposed to die from your first encounter, I don't know. Get wrecked. There you go. Whoops. Nope, it's a straight up game over. Maybe I shouldn't have gone in the Chaos Shrine so soon, or maybe you're supposed to just cut straight through and not get into any encounters, let's see. But there is basically like an auto-save there, which helps. So yeah, okay. You're not supposed to go around looking for trouble, you're supposed to go straight to Garland. Do that. The king will have no choice but to exchange the kingdom for his daughter's life. Cornelia will be mine. Who's there? The king's lapdogs. Do you have any idea who you're messing with? You really think you have what it takes to cross swords with me? Very well. I, Garland, will knock you all down. Here we go. It's one of those flex fights. But we've already had one game over. It's all good. Plot twist is actually a real fight that we can actually win. Let's see how much healing a cure does, and let's fire off a spell anyway. I mean, maybe there's a small chance you're not supposed to like give up this fight and just let him beat you. 39, that's pretty nice. So we'll just use the second fire that we have. We've held on for a decent amount of time. She has nothing left. I'm not going to use items. And you can see how quickly your stuff runs out here. Okay. There you go. I guess you are supposed to prove your worth as a warrior of light, so I guess technically we have to defeat Garland. So this kind of flips the script a little bit. Usually the big bad boss will come in and absolutely destroy you, show you how weak you are, and then you're supposed to obviously come back and fight the boss at the end when you're much stronger, and this time you beat them. But this time we literally used him as a way to prove our strength in the first place, so that's kind of cool. So luckily I didn't give up the fight. Especially after the random encounters completely destroyed me, I thought Garland was just going to wipe the floor with us just to show off his power. But there we go. You've come to rescue me? I am Sarah, Princess of Cornelia. Words could never be enough to thank you. That's the first time anyone's ever defeated Garland. You must allow me to show my gratitude. Please, accompany me to Castle Cornelia. Alright. So pretend that random encounter never happened. I went looking for trouble, and I found it. Thank you for returning my daughter to my side. There can be no doubt that you are the Warriors of Light from Lucan's prophecy. You should hear the prophecy in its entirety. Ahem, if I may. When darkness veils the world, 4 Warriors of Light shall come. If they cannot gather the shards of light, the darkness will consume all. The 4 crystals will never shine again. Now, I hear that a crystal can be found on the continent to our north. Restoring light to the crystals is our only hope of ridding the world of the monsters which plague it. I will have the bridge to the north rebuilt, as I promised. I pray that you succeed in restoring light to the 4 crystals and to the world. Okay, there we go. Very nice. This loot has been entrusted to the princesses of Cornelia for many generations. When he abducted me, Garland took this loot as well. I want you to have it. It may aid you on your journey. Okay, there we go. So we have like a chance to be like more of a bard? Or is it a key item? It's a key item. A sonorous instrument of great beauty. The dancing girl in town, yep, okay. Sarah's thoughts are always with you. Okay. I want to see the queen as well. Whoops. I don't know how I could ever thank you for rescuing Sarah. I think that's probably it. Yep. As I say, can't expect too much. It's definitely going to be a bit more simplified than, say, the likes of even like Final Fantasy IV and stuff. But hey, sometimes there is beauty and genius in simplicity. So we would enjoy it as best we can. So I'm sure we will enjoy it. My sister's back, and it's thanks to you all. I could just kiss you. Mwah! There you go. Oren's off to a flying start here. Although if it's anything like the Oren from Final Fantasy X, I'm not sure he would have been it would have been incredibly awkward. I've been assigned the important task of defending Castle Cornelia. To be honest, I'm a little nervous. I wish there was like a free rest inside the castle, that would have been nice. Maybe I need to go to the village and to that healer guy. The beautiful loot handed down for generations to the princesses of Cornelia is said to have a unique power. It can shatter the gateway of evil. There we go. So it's still definitely worth talking to people again. Are you the Warriors of Light? The ones from Lucan's prophecy? I think a lot of them don't have follow-up dialogue unless it's literally like main story stuff, which is fine. But this guy just seems like an inaccessible place. It's another one of those where I'm not sure if he's like a secret path guy, as in there's a gap in the wall, or you just encounter him at a later point in the story. Usually, as I say, this thing kind of tells you if there's a bit of a secret pathway, but at the moment at least, there doesn't seem to be anything like that. So, we have a level up. I don't think we have... Okay, we have a little more money actually. So we can have another look at things from here on. There we go. So our bridge getting a nice bit of repairing here. Guess he's the Cid of this game. Orders from His Majesty. We're to do our part to fulfill Lucan's prophecy. Good job, lads. So this is where we fight Gilgamesh, right? One of the things that's definitely going to be interesting to see is like how many, like what are the enemies and encounters and stuff that are going to be there from the very first Final Fantasy. Because obviously some of them, like they feel like they've been there all along, but they got introduced, say, in Final Fantasy 3 or 4 or something. What does this bridge have to do with the prophecy? The 4 Warriors of Light are here. They're here in Cornelia! Yeah, we're the local celebrities now. So, does that mean that we can get like a free sleep? Since we are the Warriors of Light and all that? We gotta pay! Fine. So much for the town of dreams. Town of expenses. Alright, again, let's see if there's any changing dialogue now. This is Cornelia, the City of Dreams. Talk to the dancing girl. So why are you still here? Weren't you supposed to be crossing that bridge to the north? You must really want to dance with me. Hee hee. Yeah, there you go. So she is being helpful as advertised. Let's see. She has 1 MP in the 2nd level spell slot already. Does the shop, like, I assume the shops will update based on which area you're in. I assume that this shop is not going to update with level 2 spells now. But let's have a quick check. I think I'll just fill up all the level 1s, honestly. Yeah. Okay, what are we missing? Focus Thunder. Let's have Thunder as well. Do that. Kind of like this, like having an attacking spell like that is kind of cool. And the fact that they're selling it so early just makes me think that we'll definitely encounter something like that, but Protect just seems like obviously a very good all-rounder for a white mage. So we'll keep it simple for now, go with this. And I guess we could still use Cure on the undead, no? The only difference being that one said all undead, so you could probably hit literally all of them, which would be nice. This guy probably still has nothing. Yep. I'm pretty sure he just revives KO'd characters, I think that's his thing. They say Matoya's peepers aren't too sharp. She can't see a thing without her crystal eye. Okay, maybe we'll pick that up. I think let's have a quick look at this as well. I think I'm just going to spend my money mostly as I get it, honestly. We'll get 1 chainmail. And I assume with this stuff, again, you can kind of just sell your old stuff. Like, I doubt I'm going to need to go back to this. Sell on those. But you only get 2 back for it. It's not exactly big, but hey. I'm still unsure about the knife versus the rapier. The rapier seems like a kind of a faster thief kind of weapon. His accuracy is just going to be really bad, even though his attack will go up. But I think let's just give it a go. It doesn't exactly cost a lot of money. Because in those few battles that we did do, the thief did more damage than the warrior, which I don't think is right. I think the warrior should generally be able to outdamage the thief. I'm going to buy this as well, just as something else to try. The one thing I don't know is, technically she can equip a hammer, but how does that affect, like, for example, the way that your stats go up? Like, if you equip a hammer instead of a staff, when you level up, do you level up, like, strength instead of intellect or whatever it is? So I think that's something I need to generally be a bit careful of. It just seems like at the moment, this is a better option, but obviously depending on the enemy you face, maybe it's better to have a hammer. But for now, I'm just going to change to this and just see how we do. So this is the kind of stuff that we'll kind of look more into later on, I think. For now, it wouldn't be that much of a factor. Also, need to see if stuff like poison will carry on into the next battle. If I had to guess, I would say yes. So I'm thinking to maybe buy like 1 of each or something. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get more money as we go. I think for now, just at least covering some form of bases on some level, I think will help. Okay, now I think we can head towards the bridge. Damn, Vivi's still on 26 HP. So the white mage gained HP pretty fast, but the black mage is very much stuck on 26. I don't think that they gained any HP. That's crazy. Alright, let's see. Ah, it's this iconic shot. This is where it comes from. Oh, that's legendary. Again, such a simple, like, the sheer few amount of pixels here, but it's such an iconic piece of art. And so their quest began. As the 4 warriors of light, they felt overwhelmed by the great task destiny had placed before them. They did not even know the true significance of the 4 crystals they held in their hands. The crystals that once, long ago, held the light that shone so brilliantly. The time for their journey had come. The time to cast off the veil of darkness and bring the world once more into light. Yeah, even this, I don't think it's a type of kind of intro to the story that we've had. This kind of text style like this. After we'd already kind of started the game. That's pretty cool. And we're back. Yeah, not going to revisit the Chaos Shrine at the moment. But we are going to encounter 5 goblins at once, and we're going to be ambushed. Well, that's a bit of a rough start. So I think with these, even like slightly upgraded armors, they're already taking less damage, which is a good sign. I think, in general, I'm going to play it the same way, obviously, that I've been playing this stuff, where I'm going to conserve MP. And when I'm fighting easier stuff, I'm just going to use my regular attacks, even with my mages. If I get into any trouble, then I'll start to use it. Nice. Yeah, I think you can see the difference the accuracy is making. Orin has more strength, but I think still on average Locke's hitting harder. But there's another level up. So yeah, agility and stamina goes up. Luck goes up as well. I just want to see if changes lock, agility up, stamina. Yeah, I don't know how like preset it is. That's definitely one thing I think after this session I'll do a little bit of research on. It's like, is it predefined, or can you influence, like make intellect go up higher? Wow, only 1 HP at a time. That's rude. Wow, the black mage must be very powerful if they're giving you that little HP. Goblin Guard. Okay, still 1-hit KO territory. I think as long as my physical attackers are getting 1-hit KOs, then we're probably in an area that we should be in, or that we can be in. Alright, where is this place? Matoya's Cave. Is this the right place? We only know that we have to go beyond the bridge, but I assume this has got to be the right place. Let's throw in a little save here. Our first proper save. Quick save also definitely a very nice feature here. I guess I'll wait for one more level up maybe, and then I'll honestly throw in a sleeping bag or something. Because relative to our max HP, we would have already dropped a little. Okay. Interesting. Right. Ouch! Oh, cool. My eye! My eye! Ouch! I can't see a blasted thing without my crystal eye. Who could have stolen it from me? Let's have a chat. My eye, my eye. So we're gonna have a look for that, I guess. I think we probably, again, this scenario we maybe came into a bit too soon. Can't sleep, unfortunately, and get some free HP back. But I love the brooms. That's so cool. So I'm going to tap around a little to see if there's anything. Interact with the brooms. Frontwards, backwards, anywhere you see, such a strange spell to swish, swish, aree. Eno, ledna, leknak, swish, swish, aroo. Okay. So the map doesn't indicate anything either. Just to double check with these bits. So there's no encounters here either. I guess we'll have to see if we can find a crystal eye and then bring it back to her when we can. So I think that's it for now. She has nothing else to add. But yeah, so far at least I don't think we've found any environmental items. At least we picked up some, got an extra antidote. That helps. Alright. So the king mentioned a continent to the north, but obviously we can't really get there yet. We need to keep track of how much gil we're getting as well. 36, okay. Not bad. So I'm going to go to the right this time. Deserts scare me a little bit. I feel like if we end up in a desert, there's going to be some giant worm enemy already and just going to... Holy... Yeah. So the armor makes a big difference there. Something that hit VV for 30. Hit him for 1. Yeah. So that chainmail is doing a nice job. But VV got KO'd already. And did not level up. Excellent. It's not a good start. I'm pretty sure a sleeping bag is not going to revive someone that's been KO'd, so I think this would be a good opportunity to quickly track back and test what happens in the village. Ah, just outside. So my problem here is more so that Vivi's going to fall behind in terms of levels, so I didn't want to enter too many battles without that, and I don't want to use up... I don't even have a Phoenix down, I think. But that was nasty, man. He got hit for 30. There's no way he's surviving that. It's very curious, like, how low the Black Mage's HP is. It's like, it's seriously bad. Like, the White Mage is doing pretty well. She's got more HP than Locke. So, have to go around the front. So this is a good excuse to just try out a few things here. First of all, let's see if resting an inn brings back someone who's been knocked down. Probably not, otherwise the other character would be redundant. It's always cute to see that little animation. Yeah, Vivi's still KO'd. Let's see if we can fix that. Alright, let's see. Yeah, wish to resurrect Vivi. It will cost 40. We gotta pay. Come on. I swear it was free in like the other games that had it. This is a tourist trap. It's a scam town, I'm telling you. And it doesn't even bring him back with max HP. Wow. That's harsh, man. That's harsh. But I don't think there's anything we can do for Vivi in terms of making him a little more resilient. Like, none of the armors that are available fit him. So we kind of have to just deal with it. Yeah, you can't equip any of the others, so... yeah, we don't have much choice. Let's see what the dancer says now, since I ended up here. Provoker is a port town. The pirates there just might have a ship. Have you been to the Western Keep? They say the crown from the marsh cave can restore the fallen keep. Okay, that's a lot of things she strung together there. We're looking for the marsh cave. Okay. I think in general, still, I want to head right. Like, the wolf hitting for 30 scared me, but I still feel like that's probably the right way to go. Yeah, Vivi's getting hit hard, man. And there's nothing I can do about it at this point. Like, I can't use Blink on Vivi, right? Yeah. If I could, that's what I would have done for him, but... I think if I encounter wolves, I might try to use Protect with Yuna. We'll see. He basically needs full HP. Can't have him getting constantly KO'd. Right. So, yeah, this time... I'm going to focus on the wolves a little more, and I'm going to put Protect on Vivi. And what the hell, we will do some fire as well. Yeah, I mean, doing 9 even to Orin is quite serious. We must protect Vivi at all costs. That it's the same for any Final Fantasy experience that he's in. Okay, and now from here we should be able to go on the attack. Wow, survived a 44 as well. What the hell? Sheesh. So there's a few like higher level things kind of scattered in and amongst the absolute base level stuff that we have. Like the wolf has like 7 times as much HP as the others. There you go, finally gets a meaningful boost. Vivi can actually take a hit now. Now we're in business. And yeah, the gill's coming up pretty rapidly, so I think we'll be okay. So we need a cave. We're looking for a cave in the marshes. Giga Swarm already. That's not a good sign. I'm going to use another Protect here. And we'll try a Sleep. Did it work? Yeah, that's the one thing I can't really tell. I think in the more OG versions there's no indicator, but I think there are versions of this game where it shows like a more specific indicator that they've been put under a status effect. So I won't use any more, I've already only got 1 left. Yeah, so I guess it didn't work, so maybe if it did work we'll see. But yeah, the Giga Swarm isn't too bad, I guess. But I did want to take a chance. Okay, we're almost at a new town. Oh my god. The warg is powerful, so we need to be careful here. Yeah, got the first turn. Alright, one of them fleeing I think is a good thing here. Let's see if we can take it out. Yeah, okay. So that gives us a little bit of a better chance. Okay. Some of those hits are still relatively heavy, but this should be good experience, I think, this fight. Okay. I think good thing I got the extra armor, honestly. Let's get into this next town. It might also give us a bit of an indication of whether or not we're on the right track. Yeah, okay. Provoker. Where the pirates are. Please, help us! We have a bit of a situation. Those blasted pirates. They're running around looting and pillaging like they own the place. See if we can heal first. Okay, we can. I think let's heal. If we have to fight the pirates, probably best that we heal. Okay. We still have 250 gil, not bad. Let's try this place. Okay, this guy's here. Guy's a scam artist. Alright, we already have some level 2s, but they cost 250. Far from cheap. Cast silence on all enemies. And we have null shock from the first game. That's dope. Raises one ally's evasion. So that's pretty good. I think this can definitely help, but it's a lot of money, man. I can only pick up one of them, so let's not get too excited. See if there's some more cost-effective things to do first. But I can't actually see any pirates at the moment. We'll need to find exactly where they are. Blizzard blinds all enemies with darkness. Ah, that's good. I feel like that's going to be nice. Temper raises one ally's attack, so it's like Fury. Slow, reduce all enemies' number of attacks. Honestly, I kind of want to take this and this, but obviously need a lot of gil. I feel like we need to get like 1,000 gil or something before we start spending money here. Damn. Scimitar. I kind of want to take this. Shorten fights. But I think I'll give... Again, this feels like a thief weapon. Even though they can both use those types, I feel like these two are more geared towards a warrior, and this is more of like a thief's one. Again, I don't know if like it actually makes that much of a difference. Like at the end of the day, whatever does the best damage, just give them that. But not entirely sure. Whatever the case, we're going to upgrade here. And I think we can sell the rapier. What? You only get 4 gil back for it? Okay. I think we need to be a bit careful with buying weapons. The buy. Actually, wait, no. It cost us 8 to buy in the first place. It was one of the cheap ones. So I think they sell back for half the price. So just need to bear that in mind. So once I'm done with my first round at the shops, we will see those guys over there. The pirate boys. Ah, they can all do that. So defense +1, weight +1. I think that's something we should buy. So the idea here is to try and at least boost Vivi's defenses a little bit, because he just doesn't have the HP. And we have this. Alright. Much better. Just want to double check. Yeah, okay. Cool, let's go and meet these friendly neighborhood pirates and see what they want. Oh boy, shitty pirate voice time, let's go. You've got cannonballs of steel to be taken on the great pirate Bicky. Keel haul 'em, boys. Aye aye, Captain, we'll make their bones go crunch. What? There are way too many of them. Sheesh. Yeah, some of those level 2s I think would have probably been useful right about now. Puts all enemies to sleep. Maybe we just try a bit of that. Is 40 enough? 40 is enough, okay. Okay. Alright. So, yeah, the scimitar doing good work there. And I think from here we can just start going again. Honestly, I think again we can keep hold of our MP. They don't hit that hard, thankfully. Yeah, I think we'll be fine here. Yeah, Auron's defenses are definitely helping here, so he's taken 1 damage every time. Last stand, finish him off. There it is, nice. Okay. Yeah, so he gets like single boost and then he gets a double, like he gets a big boost sometimes. See you later, boys. I be most sorry, young masters. I'll be making no more fuss, I swear. I want you to take me ship for your troubles. Can you find it in your heart to forgive an old pirate? Yeah, I'd say we can. I mean, if he gives us a ship, I think it'd be a bit... We already kicked his ass and we took his ship. I think that's pretty fair trade. Alright. Good stuff. That worked out pretty well. Let me save the town. Because of you, we needn't fear the pirates anymore. Thank you so much. So, yeah, we did get a little money from them for that as well. They say there are elves living across the sea, but the elf prince has fallen into a deep sleep and hasn't woken up. Because of you, yep, okay. So, just thinking where... At this stage, we don't really have enough money to really splurge much. I don't think there are any ports to the north. A ship can only dock at a port, you know. Again, do I spend the money that I have now? I think the darkness one's pretty nice. I feel like I might just buy that one for Vivi. Blinding all enemies, I think, is just generally a nice one to have. So we'll do that, and then we'll have another chance, hopefully, later. We'll see how we manage with that. Yeah, we don't have enough. Don't have enough for the broadsword. Just wondering... Yeah, we can't even get another one of those. Okay, we'll keep our money for now. Might have to rest one more time. Wow, Yuna's already got a level 3? That's quick. Fair enough. Yeah, 30 gil isn't... I think this place was 50 though, right? Screw it. Let's head out with a fresh HP and MP pool. Okay. So, we now have a ship. Let's have a look at our ship and then see where we go from there. So already... Excellent. I have a feeling though we can encounter stuff in the water, so we have to be a bit careful here. Yep, there you go. Sahagins. I feel like I've been ambushed quite a lot already here. I've had like 3 or 4 ambushes. Out of like, I don't know, 10 encounters? It's been quite a high rate. Let's just see how we do with normal hits first. Wow. That's bad. I can't be having my warrior missing. We're not going to go very far if that happens a lot. That's better. That's... I just need Auron to learn Sentinel. 1-7. Yeah, the level ups are coming pretty fast here. Right. Yeah, again, it's nice that they provide this kind of information as well, like chests and that kind of thing. Yeah, we'll be back to Castle Cornelia. I think there's definitely parts of it that we just haven't been allowed to access yet, so we'll just see. The only thing is I need to make sure I find the right place. Oh my god. This is very bad. We need to attack the Sahagin chiefs. I think this would be a good time to use a bit of this, but they're too quick for me. Yeah, like 5 of them at least. 6 of them. It wasn't even an ambush and they all got turns before me. And they survive a hit from the warrior, so I'm basically already going to get pretty much KO'd here. Damn, this is tough. Again, it's just like the sheer number. It's difficult to deal with. Okay. So it's only one enemy, but at least it's a guaranteed one-hit KO. Or maybe I just do this. Anything that hits all enemies, I feel like it's kind of a bit more beneficial at the moment. I don't know if he's ever going to get spells that can hit everyone. And the success rate is pretty high. I mean, only one of them managed to avoid it. So we managed to claw back. And now let's see if we can kind of steamroll through here. The cure's not particularly powerful. You saw that. Like it's okay, but it's barely about just over a third of max HP. And these guys should have darkness and sleep, but again, it's just hard to sometimes tell exactly how it manifests. Like, they're still making hits and stuff. I don't know how long the darkness lasts. Is it just for one turn, or it permanently reduces things? If it does, it doesn't look like it, because a lot of them are still making hits, but we've done enough. There it is. Yeah, I was going to say, that's a lot of experience, surely. It's a lot of guild, too. And hopefully on the next level up, VB should get some decent HP. So, I'm going to head back to the castle here now that I have a ship, quickly. And I have some more money. So, quick rest up. I still think this is the most cost-effective way to get our stuff back. Okay. Right, I think with that, I'm sure it's been over an hour at this point. If you take about 13-14 minutes away in the intro and all that stuff, it's definitely been over an hour. So I will wrap up this first episode of Final Fantasy on the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's looking like obviously just very classic Final Fantasy, but in like a really good way, and getting to see like, you know, the setup, the premise, hearing the old music, the original music, and just the environments, and the fact that, like, in terms of pacing as well, I kind of like the pacing so far. Because obviously the story, I think, is not as in-depth, it's also a little bit more snappy, so things are kind of moving along. Like, already, when we committed to the story, we've already been to a bunch of different areas, we've met a few different characters, we've set up a lot of premise for the story, we've got ourselves a ship, so things are moving along at a pretty brisk pace already, which is kind of cool. And so yeah, in general, enjoying myself, and looking forward to playing more of this and enjoying the game that started it all. So thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to drop a like on the video if you haven't already, especially for this first episode and for an important series on the channel as we round off these Final Fantasy adventures. I will see you soon for the next part. Upload schedule is going to be Mondays to Thursdays, it's going to be 4 days a week. It's not the longest game in the world anyway. And I have the Final Fantasy X Masters Mod premieres on Friday. And I'm still playing through Astrobot, so there's still a lot of things going on the channel. So we're not going to overload too much and just take this at a nice pace. So yeah, I will see you guys soon. Thank you for watching. Take care.